guys, so I'm on here to talk about what happened to my little sister. I wasn't expecting for all the TikToks to blow up as much as they did, and I'm very thankful for it, and I'm very thankful for all the kind wishes that everyone had to say. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, so here is the article of what happened to my little sister. It says, Dayton told investigators that she fell asleep at her home around 9 p.m. Tuesday, woke up at an unknown time, smoked a cigarette, and realized Aislinn was gasping for air and vomiting. She told investigators that Aislinn's behavior was consistent with a drug overdose she had seen in the past, especially after noticing the little girl was limp and unresponsive as she rolled her over onto her side, the TV station reported. Staten explained to investigators that she stored pills in a small bag on a windowsill in her primary bathroom earlier in the evening, but noticed later the bag had been moved, prompting her to speculate that Aislinn ingested at least one of the pills, according. Staten then administered a dose of nasal spray intended to counteract the effect of a drug overdose, which initially appeared to help, and called her boyfriend to ask for a ride to the hospital. One thing I will say about that statement is that she did not actually call her boyfriend for a ride to the hospital. She called the boyfriend to get her another nasal spray from Walgreens. At about 11:13 p.m. Tuesday, Staten called 911 but immediately hung up. She then told responding deputies that her daughter accidentally made the call, but there was no emergency, even though the child was still inside the home unconscious. So with that last sentence, it clearly shows that she didn't do anything. Even though she did the nasal sprays or whatever, she didn't try to help my little sister at all. By telling the police that my little sister called the police and my little sister was in the house unconscious. And when police have calls like that, when a child accidentally calls 911, they're supposed to check on the child, and in fact they did not check on my little sister. They just took the mom's word for it. Staten later told investigators that she thought Aislinn would be okay and did not want issues with her brother who lived in the basement. She claimed that she and her boyfriend were en route to an area hospital with the child after a second dose of nasal spray when Aislinn began gasping for air and turning blue. Staten said at that point she called 911, who directed her to meet first responders at the Love's truck stop. But their life-saving measures were unsuccessful. Aislinn was pronounced dead. This is part 2 of what happened. I'm just going to left off where the video ended. A search at Staten's home and her boyfriend's vehicle revealed 45 pills and several pipes for drug use. The El Paso County Coroner's Office has not yet determined what caused the girl's death, but according to it, Aislinn's brain had swelling that was consistent with an overdose. So this is what I know, because obviously my family's in contact, especially with my dad. He's in contact with the detective that is taking care of this case. They did find all those pills in the house. They also found meth in the house. Yeah, so that's basically what we know now. They got a hold of her phone and got access to her phone and Facebook and everything like that, and we're just waiting to hear what they find on it. But in between the mom, Emma's interrogation, she was sleeping in between them leaving the room, so she has no remorse. Her mugshot picture has no remorse. Like, she didn't do anything to try to save my sister, especially saying that my little sister called the police when my little sister was in the house unconscious. So that just shows that she was just being selfish and just didn't want to be charged with drugs that were in the house that the cops would have found. Also, it says that she called her boyfriend to go to the hospital, which that is not true, because the detective told us that she was actually on her way to a Motel 8. So that's how she was just trying to get rid of my little sister's body, basically. Stuff like that. She wasn't trying to go to a hospital or anything. She just I don't know, she was just being selfish and just didn't care. We did go to court for this 2 days ago, and she tried crying, but no tears were going down her face. She would like switch from trying to cry and then just having a straight face. So she doesn't care at all. So that's basically what happened. If you guys want to read up on it more details will be coming out, I'm sure, in the next few weeks. The coroner still hasn't given us anything yet, the autopsy, I guess you could say, because it takes a few weeks for them to know. So